everyone. Ni hao, sawadika, annyeonghaseyo. My name is Kuroko Takara, and nice to meet you all. I was created as a virtual character in NareッジCapital from the project of Let's Think Up Virtual Ideas, which was co-hosted by NareッジCapital, Osaka Prefecture, and Osaka City. This project was set up in preparation for the virtual Osaka Pavilion at the Osaka Kansai Expo 2025. As a part of the program to produce a virtual talent in NareッジCapital, my image as a part of the program on the capital, my image won the Grand Prix of the character category among the illustrations submitted from the general public. The actual 3D avatar itself was created by the collaboration with students at Osaka Electro-Communication University. All virtual characters have a person in charge of the voice and action, who is called the person inside, and this person inside was selected from a competition in which so many people participated. My person inside is a university student from Osaka who loves playing video games, making manga, and to study about Korea. I can laugh when I'm having fun, cry when I'm sad, and get angry sometimes. I can even move like this. Pretty much the same as you guys, right? I can be shy sometimes, but I have a dream to be a famous VTuber. I love assisting people with their tasks and always want to learn in order to engage my capacities. Becoming popular is also one of my goals. In the future, I would like to engage more with various people internationally and to do my best as a virtual YouTuber. I am looking forward to collaborating with all of you. This is a brief introduction of myself, and I would love you to get to know me better, which I am sure my creators will be able to explain in more details. Mr. Inami, I will pass to you from here.
Well, thank you so much for the kind introduction, Kuroko Takara, or Takara-chan in short, and good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Thank you for watching the ACIC, Asia Creative and Innovation channel. This is a joint platform of the international partners of us, NareッジCapital. So taking you to a studio in the workplace in Osaka, in the building of NareッジCapital. In this premises, we have special guests, namely the Kuroko Takara, or Takara-chan, on the monolith as you saw and as she introduced. Just before getting into the detail of today's program, let me introduce the NareッジCapital first. So we are based in the ground front Osaka, the complex located in the right on the heart of Osaka, just north part of the Osaka station. So in this premises, NareッジCapital ranges 88,200 square meters of floor surface, which is equipped with various functions. So NareッジCapital was established in 2013 as a field for creating new values. The people from diverse fields participate in our platform in some way, like renting an office or exhibiting their prototypes and participating in events. So we facilitate communication and collaboration between different sectors. So our concept is the fusion of human creativity and technology, resulting in new value. The technology, as you can see, is the ICTs or robotics or environmental technologies, the technological achievement we can cherish as an innovation. But our innovation is not only about the technological aspect, but also the combination with human creativity, such as art, design, and creativity, just as today's presentation. So our new value that we create here at Knowledge Capital is not only about the products or services, but also the social structures or communities that we can represent as a new value, not only about the product side. So in order to facilitate all these collaborations, here at Knowledge Capital, we welcome all sectors of people, not only the professionals, such as researchers, scientists, creators, business people, and artists, but also the senior citizens, children, students, and families, more a bit of the general public. So the participation and inclusive participation is very much important for Knowledge Capital. As I said, we are equipped with various functions in the urban complex, not only about gathering, but also we are facilitating a lot of communications in there. For example, at the salon, we facilitate matchmaking the people in there to start collaborating. Once they create the team for the project, we rent some offices like Collabo office or knowledge offices to implement a lot of projects there. After the development of the project itself, and once the prototypes are ready, we have also the exhibition space called the lab or the future live showrooms. For the even larger communication and interaction, we also have convention halls or knowledge plaza, which is the big atrium in the middle of the building. So these are the physical facility of Knowledge Capital. But we also operate a lot of facilitation between different stakeholders, different partners, different potential collaborators. So as a part of the international partnership, we also collaborate with international partners, and ACIC was established through this communication. And today we host this program from Knowledge Capital, like physically here, inviting the very distinguished guests. But thank you very, very much for the kind introduction, Takara-chan, for the first. We would like to come back to your appearance. Perhaps the audience are seeing it very clearly through on the monitor. I would like to ask you, why are you wearing black today?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
It's okay? Right.
Okay.
So I would like to ask you about the costume, you know. So like the question was, why do you wear black, you know?
I really love Japanese culture.
Right.
And this costume comes from Kuroko.
Okay. So the Kuroko is a kind of good representation of Takara-chan as well. Perhaps we can see more it in detail later at the interview session. And of course, do you have any explanation about Kuroko? What is Kuroko then?
Kuroko is a performer who acts as a guardian of an actor in kabuki or bunraku.
Right.
We wear black clothes so that we do not interfere with the performance while doing different supporting tasks on the stage.
Right, that gives a full explanation about the outfit. That's why you wear black. Actually, so the people outside Japan might have not seen what is Kuroko, but we will soon get down to it. So thank you very much, and please stay with us until the very end of the session. So now we would like to move on to the main part of the topic today, so the interview session of the guest panelists. Of course, Takara-chan is the main figure of today, but behind the scene, we also have a lot of people involved in this project, and then we have the guest here, which is delighted to introduce from my side. So the first guest is, we have Professor Takeshi Nagata with us, who is a very famous videographer himself and the associate professor at the Faculty of Information Science and Arts, Department of Games and Media in the Osaka Electro-Communication University. As Takara-chan mentioned before, the actual 3D avatar was created or designed in collaboration with the students of Osaka Electro-Communication University. And also, he was one of the the judging panels of the selecting this design image. Thank you very much for joining today. And let me just first introduce the other guest of today. So we have the Director of the Planning and Development from Sangoya Corporation Limited with us to share the kind of insights. So Sangoya is a company which created the screen where you can see the Takara-chan on the stage, right? So this screen, like a physical representation of Takara-chan. So they have a kind of unique technology called monoliths. And today we have Okuda-san with us as a guest. And yes, can I have Okuda-san's image here? Yes, thank you. So he actually brought this monolith to make a kind of physical representation of Takara-chan. So thank you very much for joining, and we would like to see the presentation later on. So first, I would like to pass the floor to Professor Nagata to introduce yourself, which is more a bit about what you do, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Great.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. I'm working as an artist, videographer. I'm working with a partner, and I'm working as a Tochika that are acted by me and Kazue Monno, and we are working with 20 years. So at first, I wanna introduce our works and our activities. Please watch the video. So this works made in 2005, and I'm using a pen light and digital still camera to using a long exposure, and I take a film frame by frame and to make animation. And there are many kind of creators joined to make this film, such like painter and drawer and animator, and also musicians and sculptors, or many kind of creators. After that, I started workshop with many places, at many places. So this one was held at Karuizawa, more like that, and but in Japan. But I did workshop all over the world, around the 20 countries, this 15 years. So why I did the workshop, and I wanna spread the delight of the creator art with create art. Yeah, thank you.
Right.
sorry. 緊張してます。
Get a little bit nervous. Just relax, take your time. No need to hurry.
So second video is new activities. I'm making now we are making augmented reality works for coronavirus situations. So please watch the video. So スタートしてます。はい。違います。その前のやつです。はい、それです。あ、流れてますね。
At a library and museum complex called Manabiya Terrace in Higashine City, Yamagata
聞こえ
Prefecture,
てるんですよ。
Tochika Playground 2.0 exhibit. This exhibition featured the story based on The Little Prince.
ちょっとこれ長いですね。
Visitors could view it with their smartphones. The work was created using AR technology, known as augmented reality. These works were viewed by holding a smartphone over QR code, and then visitors would enjoy the stories and the animation. A telepresence robot explained how to view works and stories. The visitor could communicate with the robot. This work is an interactive work about drawing a sheep in their imagination with the flashlights.
Description of works.
Search for small QR codes hidden in 3 locations in the exhibition venue. Reading the QR codes will reveal an AR of some vicious baobabs. The red rose, left by a prince behind on his home planet B612, that was very selfish. Avatar as Little Prince guided visitors through the tour via telepresence robot. The tour was also streaming so that visitors who were unable to come to the museum due to the corona pandemic could watch it. When the little prince arrived on the earth, he encountered countless red roses. In this scene, the prince was reminded of what was meaningful to him. The prince visited each of the 325, 326, 327, 328, 329, 330 asteroids, and the lonely, dominant, oddball the grown-ups lived there. The little prince showed a picture of Snake eating an elephant to the grown-ups and asked them. They would always say, "That is a hat." Collaborated with animation artist Kuroko Takara. The episode when the prince landed on the earth, met a fox and found about what a strong bond is. Collaborated with animation artist Shinshin Liu. The little prince's planet was tiny. He moved his chair 44 times to see the sunset in his sad situation. By shifting own weight on the chair with the sensor, the visitors could watch the sunset many times. The prince kept asking the participants to draw a picture of a sheep. They used pen light to interact with the space to draw a sheep. This work was painted on the wall by the participants using masking tape. When viewed from one place, a large sheep is visible. A take-free illustrated viewing guide was set up at the entrance of the exhibition venue. At the exit, where the visitor could write their feedback.
Thank you for watching. So next one is so Inami-san says I'm working in university. I'm as a associate professor.
Right,
Yeah. I forgot.
Don't forget your job. Very important. Yes, we are a very important collaborator.
And I
Actually, we work together to do this work. And perhaps you could show the aspects of your university part, right?
Yes. So next one is a virtual reality project of watching esports with virtual reality characters.
Right, interesting.
Please show. This is a YouTube channel of Osaka Electro-Communication University. And at my university, students report their activities by live streaming every week using virtual avatars.
こんな感じでまるでお隣に立って
So this is last week's streaming.
できると思います。
Now, because of university is on summer vacation, they are enjoying a barbecue in the sea of virtual space.
みんなの分も焼くね。よいしょ。あ、よいしょ。ねえ、もうちょっと、もうちょっと。
わからない。何もわからない。
ウィーンウィーンこれでみんなで食べれるね
バイバイ。ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.
Right, thank you so much. That was the presentation. I mean, I firstly introduced Professor Nagata as a videographer, but actually, yeah, I saw the first part that you were working on the kind of video image, but the range of your activity is so wide. And you're working with your students with esports, gaming, and you also kind of live commentary by virtual YouTubers, which was also created by the students, and it's so exciting. And it's surprising that the students are doing kind of broadcast every week, or kind of, you know, by making their own contents and interact in the virtual space, which is very interesting to see. And I really like to dig deep a little bit more about the project, Kuroko Takara, who is the main figure of today's guest. So I'd like to make a question. Firstly, you were the judge of selecting this, design, I can say. So what was the key factor for you to decide, okay, this is it?
My decisive factor was that the designers used the background performer of bunraku as a motif. So bunraku, also known as ningyo joruri, is a form of traditional Japanese puppet theater.
Right.
Founded in Osaka in the beginning of the 17th century.
Right.
Last image.
So at the beginning of the program, I also asked why you wear black, but the black has a meaning in this context. The Kuroko Takara. Kuroko is the figure of, well, a kind of assistant in the performance of the very traditional Japanese puppet show. And interestingly, the black costume and black veil is a kind of represented as the audience is not supposed to be seeing it. So this is really interesting because this is a puppet. So you focus on the puppet, but behind it, always there's kind of assistants in there. So that was actually also matches the concept of knowledge capital, like assisting people to work together and to do or to make something happen in here. Right, thank you very much. That's very interesting. So the second question I would like to make is the process of creating Takara-chan. I presume this is very unique, but what was the most unique experience for you or for your students to do it?
Kuroko has a large hood. It's in front, not in front, but normally in front, but
Now it's behind. Now it's Kuroko-chan is just moving the head so that you can see it.
The student and I struggled to make the food cloth sway naturally when she moved.
Right. So as I said, there's a food behind her head. Can you, Kuroko-chan, move around so everyone can? Yes, thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, as this. So this looks so natural, that's swaying very naturally and smoothly. So that part is particularly, I presume, difficult, but unique at the same time as an experience. Okay, thank you so much. So I'd like to give you a final question of the third. I'd like to know the potential of the virtual characters. And of course, a lot of changes ongoing in the world, like COVID-19 pandemic, and a lot of remote communication is available now. but still the virtual character is something special. So how do you see, or how, the Takara-chan can help the society, help the world?
In maybe near future, I believe that virtual character can be carried by anyone. So like a driver's license to show you are identified.
Right.
Yeah. You get tired to wearing the same clothes every day, so you can change. So,
Indeed. Yes.
Therefore, the demand for virtual clothes and accessories will increase. I think. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Kuroko Takara-chan is currently seen only in Nareッジ Capital, but I'm looking forward to seeing her jumping out to various places and playing an active role in the future. For example, I want her to be free and be active in her favorite online games and virtual SNS.
Right. So it's interesting to hear that the virtual avatar can be like a driving license to identify yourself. Because as it's virtual, and then you can be as you want, and you can also change the outfits. So that's really interesting. And thank you very much for sharing the interesting story. And Takara-chan, what did you think of the story of Professor Nagata, how you were created?
Wow, I am really impressed knowing how I was created. So many people and so much technology involved.
Yes, indeed, yes. Through the process of creating yourself, not only about the image, but also these motions and computer graphics, all available now through the collaboration of lots of people involved. Thank you so much for your comments. All right, so just before getting into the next interview, I would really like to share the kind of image of the person inside. But of course, it's not supposed to be disclosed, but actually it's supposed to be live. So that's why I would like to introduce actually, behind this screen, also there is a person inside acting the Kuroko Takara. So perhaps can I see the image of doing that? Yes. Hello.
Hello everyone. Hello.
Hello. So we are like in the studio in a very separate booth. We also have the linkage, as you can see. So there's a person, the real person inside, moving like that. Thank you so much. Right, so I presume we could do a lot more in terms of the actual movement as a performance. But today we have this monolith. This is a kind of real life representation of the virtual character. So this now the Mr. Okuda's turn to present about monolith. What is it? And please
Thank
do.
You. Hello, this is Okuda from Sangoya. Please kindly watch our presentation, the introduction of monolith.
Thank you.
Virtual using portable signage. Virtual character is real time. What is monolith? A life-sized virtual character pops out of the virtual reality world, real-time at the dance story, singing. It is a completely new style of expression that connects virtual and real. Virtual reality and augmented reality are advancing technological developments and are being used in various fields. However, hardware such as smartphones and head-mounted displays are required to experience it, and it is not easy to do so. In addition, VTubers and game and anime characters will be seen through monitors such as tablets and PCs, and it is rare to see the set character size in a life size. So we devised a way for everyone to easily see life-size moving characters and have things to enjoy with the audience in real time with virtual. It is also possible to participate via the internet from a remote location, and it can also be used as a communication tool from a remote location. Meet a wide range of needs. VTuber, game character, anime character fan companies that require customer service, receptionists, and ushers, events and advertising industries such as exhibition companions and in-store sales advertisements. Many live performances with virtual characters cannot use large LED displays in terms of cost. It is often projected on the transmission net with a projector, and if the light shielding is not perfect, visibility is poor, and if the projected object transmission screen shakes due to air conditioning, the image will be distorted. However, our LED signage can be reflected simply by connecting a PC and a cable etc. with the minimum size reflected by one person and equipped with a media player. Because it is LED signage, it can be clearly seen with high brightness, and the viewing angle is wider than the liquid crystal display, and visibility is excellent even when viewed from an angle. In the old days, it was difficult to work with other types because we used software tailored to the type of motion capture. The monolith system is the software that corresponds to them.
中で出会い手を取り越して放った未来のために夢がきっと叶うたび僕は君を思うだろう強くなりたいと願い泣いた決意を叶うけに場所だから雨空一匹は飛んでる曖昧ように今歌うこの声を空まで届けよう晴れ上がり水たまに反射するこの世界は太陽にきらめいて明日へと続いていく虹のかかるステージで今つくこの歌を空まで届けよう冬晴れの夜明け前小さくば高く星が明日を輝けるように愛を解き歩いていく
Thank you for watching.
Okay, so thank you very much. That was the presentation from Mr. Okuda at Sangoya. It's interesting to see the kind of concept that you provide a monolith, which is the physical representation of the virtual characters. It shows a kind of desire to see the virtual characters in real life. So it was supposed to be originally the virtual, but it's coming in the real world. So the monolith is a kind of system that enables you or enables everybody to see and interact like today. So, and also we would like to ask you some questions about the behind-the-scenes story of the monolith. So the first of all, now we can see that a lot of VTubers are very active in Japan and globally, I think. So this kind of trend is, what do you see in the future of these kind of trends? Is it only in Japan, or as I say, is it a global trend? How does it go?
Since VTuber appeared on YouTube in 2016, more than 10,000 VTubers are currently active in Japan.
Right.
And the number of VTubers who do live streaming is increasing every day.
Right.
Those characters are getting more popular among foreigners who love Japanese culture and comics.
Right, so it's also spreading outside Japan, and everybody's very intrigued. As it's kind of, you don't have to show yourself. You know, it's like just virtual character, and then you can do what you can, convey as a message. That's interesting. So I'd like to go to the second question. So in what kind of fields does this kind of technology can be used in the future?
Not only can monoliths be used for YouTubers, but it can project real-time, life-size games and animation characters on the screen. And having said that, you can use a real person's image to communicate with remote areas. For example, explaining the product in an exhibition.
Right. I understand that, during the pandemic, we also enjoyed or suffered at the same time from the situation that we can use the kind of remote communication tools. And this monolith is now representing the virtual characters, but as Mr. Okuda said, it's also available for the real person as a human being, like remote teleportation as a kind of communication way, representing in the showrooms or showcases. That's also interesting way to see, as this is this big and this tall, so the kind of real life image is really beautiful and also impacting the lot of audience impression. That's interesting. Thank you so much. So I would like to go to the final question. So having said that, there are a lot of potentials in the way of using this monolith, but what do you see it in the future? So how it's going to be utilized further in the future ahead?
The range of possibilities is absolutely range. For example, it will be interesting if we can install in it on a trolley and remotely control the wheels so it can move around freely. We can also gather each nation's VTubers
Right.
here in Nareji Capital and to host a real-time live event.
Interesting. Yes. Now actually the Kuroko-chan is still today, but it's got the wheel. But have we got the electric wheel to control remotely? That would be also interesting to move around and also have a kind of global kind of gathering of the virtual YouTubers and doing some online, not offline event using this monolith. That's also a very interesting concept. Maybe happening in the near future here in Knowledge Capital. Hopefully, yes. Okay, thank you so much. That's both of you. Thank you so much for interesting stories and also the behind the scenes and what you do as the professor and also the planning and the director of the development of this kind of system. So, Kuroko-chan, have you had anything to say before or actually hearing those interviews? Would you like to comment something on it?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello.
Would you like to say something before we finish? Because we are closing at the moment.
Yes. I would like to thank everyone.
Right.
I'm really glad that you got to know me better today, and I hope we will be seeing each other more often from now on. I will continue to do my best as a virtual talent of Knowledge Capital, so please support me and watch my videos.
Yes, thank you. So as Kuroko-chan said, this was the very beginning of her activity at Knowledge Capital and also outside Knowledge Capital to host the live streaming or kind of delivering message from her. And this was exactly the kind of moment that we can kickstart a kind of collaboration in terms of the contents and in terms of the hardware as well. So if you are interested in this project, please do contact Knowledge Capital so we can, develop a lot more in the future. And thank you very, very much. Just, I really love to appreciate the participation of these two panelists as the real person and one virtual YouTuber. And thank you very, very much for your kind participation.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
Very much.
And just to close this session, I would like to announce that the next week's session will be hosted by Asia Culture Institute in Gwangju in Korea. So around the time, we will be updating the website of ACIC in official webpage of Knowledge Capital. So please do access and do not miss the streamings from Korea. Basically, the Asia Culture Institute is one of the largest cultural institutions based in Gwangju in Korea, and they are hosting streamings in the variety of the traditional cultures and performances. You cannot miss it because this is very interesting and a very beautiful performance as always. So just this is the final part of the session. Kuroko-chan, would you like to say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye. 皆さんさようなら。ツアイジェン、サワディーカ、チャルガヨ。Thank you everyone. Let's meet again.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.